DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up with this series, then please do go and check out the other 20 episodes because this is episode number 21. But if you are all nice and caught up, then welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to be doing our usual playing 2 games, but you can see we are currently in 3rd place, which is obviously massive for us. We've overtaken Watford, which I didn't expect to do anytime recently or anytime soon. But we have managed to do just that. Today we have got Bristol City and we have got Wolves in the Cup. Now obviously that is after our massive Cup win against Liverpool. Spoilers, by the way, if you hadn't already seen that episode. But hopefully by this point you would have gone back and got yourself all nice and caught up. But today, obviously we have got to concentrate on this game in the league because we are doing our best to try and catch up with those top 2 teams. Obviously being in 3rd is absolutely fantastic and a place that I would not complain about being at the end of the season. But we do still have a fair way to go. We've still got a fair few games to try and get through to try and secure those 4 points difference, I think it is, as we're sitting just outside. Yeah, 4 points right now. So obviously beating Bournemouth will be huge for us, but that's more of just a tricky game than trying to catch up to them because obviously they are 10 points clear of us right now. But yeah, Bristol City I think is going to be a relatively easy game, like in comparison to where they are in the league. They're 16th, so like looking at the table, this should be a straightforward game for us. Obviously that was not played on paper, on stats, it's played on the pitch. But hopefully we can go out there and pick up these 3 points today. That would be huge for us. Obviously, I've got a lot of tired players, so it might be a bit of a rotated squad, but we'll see in a second. Okay, so you can see the lineup we have gone with here. We have had to make a few changes. Kakai is having to come in at centre-back. Todd Kane is coming in at right-back. And Macaulay Bonne is starting over Kelman. Hammerlinen, I didn't really want to rotate with Wallace. That just feels like it goes against everything that I stand for with everything I've said in the past. Dickey and Hammerlinen, however, are both fairly tired, so I need to actually make sure I've got those options on the bench for them. So Gubbins will definitely have to come on at some point, and you know what? I might have to put him on the bench. It's going to pay me to do so, but I think we're going to have to put Wallace on the bench there. That's going to be very worrying if I have to do that. But he's on the bench. He'll come in for Hammerlinen if I need to, and if we're obviously in a secure enough spot where I feel like I can do that. But another 5 at the back team. We're going to have to do our best. We're going to have to try and break these guys down. 3 points today is what we've got to aim for. Bristol City, a team that are doing pretty darn well in the league at the moment in real life. Obviously having a bit of a stinker right now in the career mode, whereas we're having a pretty good time in the career mode, but a bit of a stinker in real life. So let's see if we can do well today against Bristol City. Again, it's going to be a tricky game in regards to, you know, 5 at the back and stuff, but looking at the table and looking at where everyone is, we probably should today feel fairly confident in going out there and really putting our stamp on the game. So let's try and do just that. Right here, with the ball out wide, going to play it inside to Dykes. He's going to look forward for Bond, but doesn't really play a particularly good pass when we waste that chance. They've got the ball into the box here. They're doing well to just, again, get this possession and just being very patient with it. They're not really rushing attacks. They're taking their time to build up to get to the right spot here. As you can see, they're just being very, very patient in this build-up. And they're really not afraid to just go backwards if they haven't got the option going forwards. They're playing it round really nicely. We just have to be very patient. We've got to just keep our shape. Make sure I don't overcommit somebody in a stupid place. They've tried a really good ball there. Thankfully, it was hit wide. That's the first real chance of anything to shout about Vyman hitting it wide, but he was offside there. But yeah, it's been a bit of a cagey first 25 minutes. Not really too much to shout about either. And that I think is the first shot, and he was offside before he even got to kick it. So bit of a meh game so far, but maybe we can try a little attack here. We've got Macaulay Bonne on the attack. Again, you can see 3 centre-backs here. Going to be a stinker to break past. We're going to try the shot. An easy block, but we just haven't had anything to offer so far. That was, again, our first chance of the game, and I mean, it don't really count, does it? The ball here with Kane. He's going to see Brightside Samuel on a very good run down this right-hand side here. And now this is a chance for us to really get this ball into the box. Both players are in there. Bonne and Dykes. It's a very good cross, but the third centre-back there has done very well to get across and just basically completely stop what we were doing with that attack. And again, not much to really go off of. There's not been many highlights, I'd assume, really, from this first half, knowing what's happened so far. But we've just got to try and really get our foot on the game and try and actually, you know, start playing, because so far we've really not had much of the ball. Macaulay Bonne here on the ball. Going to try and set away Ellis Todd here. Ellis Todd is just going to have to take his time. Going to pass it inside to Bonne. Bonne now. We see Lyndon Dykes a little bit of space. You know what we do. Play it to Dykes. Dykes! Oh, he's hit the post. First chance properly for us, I think, there, in regards to an actual shot at the goal, but he's hit the post. A bit of a weird angle in the end. It's a shame that I couldn't get a slightly better pass to him, because I think Dykes on a slightly less narrow angle, a bit of a wider angle, would have definitely found that bottom corner instead of the post. But positive signs, we start making attacks, but it's come very late in the first half. Well, that is half time. A bit of a dud half, not too much going on. I don't think there have been many chances at either end, and probably not too many highlights. So I'll do my best to get as much out of that first half as I can do. But the best real chance of the half going to Lyndon Dykes. Obviously a very nice cross in from Bright as well, but a good clearance from the defender as it fell between Dykes and Bond. But I just feel like we're not on the ball enough. We're not getting enough going for us here. I am actually going to have to take off Dickey, I think. I don't want to run the risk of getting him injured, especially as we're already a centre-back down. So Gubbins is going to come on for Dickey here. So this is going to be a bit of a troublesome second half in regards to the fact that we don't have too much to offer sort of really, you know, defensively. We've got a right-back playing centre-back, and then Gubbins, who obviously is not by any stretch of the imagination particularly a championship-level centre-back just yet. But let's go for it. Let's do what we can. Work on our possession, work on our attacks, and make one of them count. Because at the moment, obviously, we haven't really tested too much here. I got the ball out wide here. He's actually managed to keep that ball on the pitch, and I thought it was just going off. But thankfully, the cross wasn't going to be troubling Lumley as he's come out to that and claimed it straight away. But a bit of a worrying position there at left back. Dykes here on the ball. We're going to see Brightside Samuel get the wrong side of that defender. He's done so very, very well indeed as well. Going to have to bring this inside though, rather than trying to get that cross in, because there's far too many players in there. But De Silva's made a good tackle, and another chance goes to waste. Well, I've had to do the unthinkable. Wallace is on for Hammerleinen, and I have brought on Kelman. That's not an unthinkable move at all. I'm very happy with that one. But Wallace coming on at left back is not something I wanted to do at all in this career mode. However, it has happened. And let's just hope that we can get a goal rather than having to rely on the defence, because obviously now we have not got our strongest defence by any stretch of the imagination. However, defence can be turned into attack quite well here. Kelman going to bring that ball round, going to try and turn around the defender, but we just can't. Ball up here with Dykes. Dykes is going to see Kelman trying to make a run through, but instead he's going to play it to Brightside Samuel, which is not the end of the world. Bright's going to put it in the air here. Dykes, oh, I wanted Dykes to bring it down, but didn't have enough time. He didn't actually get the touch there at all. It was all the defender there. But again, we just need to make one of these chances count. There's not long left now, 15, 20 minutes left. Well, not even 20. It's about 10, 15 minutes left. We've really got to try and get our foot on the ball and actually get a recognised attack, because so far there's not been much to show here. It's been a very, very cagey midfield game. Not many chances going either way. We've worked the ball into the box here. They've brought it down quite nicely, but Kakai's done very, very well there to come across and make that tackle in a very important situation. Now, Dunball has got a chance to try and bring this ball forward, but he's being closed down pretty tightly, and there's not long left now. About a minute left of added time. Can we maybe get a bit of a late gasp winner here? Dykes is going to try and turn inside. Plays it into Kelman. Kelman, can we find the pass back to Dykes? Oh, not quite. It was going to Ellis Todd on the edge of the box there. Not the edge of the box, edge of the 6-yard box, but a real cagey game that honestly was a bit of a bore. There wasn't really much going on there. Most of our chances we had broken down. And I said at the start of the game, it's a game I felt confident that we could win. But honestly, I don't think we offered enough. And I don't think that we really put ourselves in a particularly good light. It's a real big chance missed there to try and catch up with those top two. All it takes is, you know, Norwich to drop points, and then we're 1 point away from them. But it's a real shame that we just didn't get going in that game. I feel like we could have done a lot more, but didn't get enough done. You can see they literally didn't have a single shot. We didn't have that much possession, and it really was a nothingy kind of game. Well, that draw does see us down to 4th, with Watford picking up a win there. Norwich themselves, I think, only got a draw, so we actually would have caught up a little bit with Norwich and only been 2 points behind them. But now, obviously, we remain 4 points behind them, which is not ideal. But again, staying in the top 6 has got to be our priority. We're 6 points safe in there right now, but realistically, again, the more points we get, the higher we climb up. Fairly sure that Bournemouth actually lost their last game, which is good news for us, because they're coming into the game against us for the next episode in not great form. But for now, we've got the cup game to contend with. We've got Wolves at home, which is always good to see. But I'm going to get the training done, and then we'll sort the team out, because it might be a slight rotation, but we do have a full week of training, which is good. Okay, going into our game against Wolves, another blooming 5 at the back side here, and obviously one with very good players in there as well. You can see they have picked up Zielinski just as an example of players they have brought in. But we're going with what is a bit more of a first team here, with Masterson making his way back into the team, Ozzy going back to right back. Ilias Chair's going to come in for Ellis Todd, purely just for a little bit of rotation, and Kelman will start today ahead of Macaulay Bond. But I've got one of our new youngsters on the bench as well, Dunn. He's going to come in, a fairly quick winger that we can look to implement in the second half if we feel like we need to, and just to give him a bit of game time as well. It's good to try and get some of these youngsters in, and it could mean that we can maybe get some of them out on loan next season too, so that'd be really, really helpful for us going forward. But let's get into this game. It's going to be a tricky one, but let's really see if we can cause another cup upset. Feels good to be back home at the Kind Prince Foundation Stadium. Going to be a tricky game. This is, again, a very tricky side to break down, especially with 5 at the back. But we're getting pretty far into the FA Cup, actually. It's been a very good cup run for us. But we need to, brush off the bit of a stinker game against Bristol City. We need to go again today and hopefully try and pick up a good win here and see us through to another round of the cup. Let's go for it, boys. Coming on the ball here, going to just try and run at the defender. We got a little bit lucky with that touch there to drop off to Lyndon Dykes, but Dykes is going to play it into Kelman, who's got the pace here. Kelman going to try and put this ball into the box in the air. It's a good block from the defender. Going to go back in though with the second attempt. It's a good header, but a good block again. Let's see if we can get anything from this corner. I'm going to play this one short here, and then on that first touch, put the ball in on the second, but it's a good block. And man, I feel like I haven't really got a corner routine on FIFA that works me massively consistent. So I'm going to have to try my best to try and learn one for the sake of this career mode. But Dykes now on the ball. Dykes going to try and set away Kelman. Oh, it's just gone ahead of him. That's a real shame. I feel like maybe I could have taken the strike with Dykes. If I played passes a little bit quicker, maybe we could have been 1-0 up there, or at least had a very good chance on goal. Oh, the ball's working into the box here. Jimenez has made a strike. I wasn't saying anything because I genuinely thought we had that covered. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, as it kind of bounced past a couple of my players. I'm absolutely baffled. I really don't understand what has gone on there, but we have gone 1-0 down. I know that much. That's not ideal for us. You can see here, look, the ball's kind of worked its way in. Kakai's kind of like kicked it and then missed it, and it's just kind of stayed on Jimenez's foot, and he's just had a very simple strike then just to put the ball away. Really confused as to how that's happened, I won't lie to you, but we do go 1-0 down. That is not what we wanted to happen at all. Bright working his way down the wing here. We see the run in from Charlie Kelman. Going to whip that ball in there. Kelman gets the head of the defender. Just hits that wide. That really was our chance to get straight back into this game, but Kelman was always going to struggle with that one, obviously outside of the posts, and then having to cut that inside was going to be tricky. But mate, that's by far our best chance of the game. We just got to try and create more of those, but put one of them away. That's going to be the important part of this. Ilias here on the ball, going to play it through to Charlie Kelman. Charlie Kelman's got the pace of Dendoncker, but is it Dendoncker? I think it's Dendoncker. He got there first regardless, which is the slight stinker for us. We're going to play this throw in though, nice and quickly to Ilias Chair. Lyndon Dykes now, going to just try and work this ball into the box, try and get into space for himself. Good strike, but a good save from Rui Patricio. And again, this time, we're going to have to try and whip this ball into the box, see if one of our players can get a header onto it. Goes up to, I'm not even sure who that is. It's a good header. That was Dickey that played that header. It's a good chance, but cleared off the line. Don ball now. Going to play it up to Ilias Chair into Dykes. Dykes going to just try and make space for himself. This is the tricky part with playing against 5 at the back. To finding the space in the box. Another good save from Rui Patricio. After going 1-0 down, we've definitely woken up a little bit. We're definitely actually taking the game to them now a little bit. But we've got to convert one of these chances. Otherwise, it's all for nothing, realistically. But Don ball here. Oh, can't quite work it into the box. Kelman's going to play this ball down to Don Ball here. Don Ball is going to play it to Lyndon Dykes. Lyndon Dykes does get the beating of the defender, and we do find the back of the net. That goal has definitely been coming. We've definitely been working hard enough to get that, and I think we do deserve it. Just outside of the time in there for that first half whistle, but very excited to see that we have got ourselves back into the game. Lovely stuff. Don Ball with a really nice through ball here. Dykes doing really well to hold off. I think it is Dendoncker, and then just playing it in that bottom corner. It's exactly where he needed to play it. It's a really nice finish. It's a striker's finish, and Lyndon Dykes does get a goal today. I was starting to worry for his sake that he wasn't going to get many goals in today's episode because he hadn't scored in the first game, obviously, and it wasn't looking great for the second game, but he has managed to get us back into it 1-1 at half-time. More of the same, I think, in the second half is kind of going to be the play, and fairly similar squad. I think I might make a small rotation in the team here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off Ilias Chair, and I am going to bring on Dunn, see if Dunn can really implement himself in his first game for the team. So let's see if he can do anything good for us. Let's try it out. That's the only change we're going to make. Go on, boys, second half. Let's get back into this lead. Let's get the lead that we deserve, honestly. Dykes here with some good strength to hold off. I think it's Connor Cody who's still chasing him here. So Connor Cody's actually quite out of position now, which leaves him with 2 at the back. Lovely stuff there. We're going to play it out to Dunn. Dunn is going to struggle to get that ball first. He doesn't win the ball first, but we do get the throw in and see if we can maybe circle a chance around and try and make something here. Dunn is going to have to go backwards, but he's done well. Kept possession quite nicely there. Just going to have to play it back to Ozzy Kaka. He's going to play it inside, not where I wanted it, but we do get a little bit lucky that the Wolves player overcommitted to try and win that ball there. Kelman going to play that ball back to Dykes. Oh, that's so unlucky. Just a little bit ahead of him, and that would have been a really good chance. Half an hour left, though. We've got to try and get this second goal. Semedo's got the ball out wide here. Connor Masterson's going to see him out. He does so very well, and that is going to be our chance to maybe make a change here. I'm actually going to take off Kelman purely because he is quite tired, and I feel like it's possibly the way to go here. So Amos is going to sit back at CDM still. Bright is going to stay on the left-hand side. Dykes is going to stay on up front, and we're going to bring on the main man himself. Pepe Ars is going to make his way into the team. Let's see if a couple of youngsters, obviously we've got Pepe Ars and we've got Dunn now in the team. Let's see if they can try and get something here. Let's just hope and pray that they can see this out for us and be the difference in this second half. Oh, they've worked the ball quite nicely into the box here. That's going to be another good chance. And that is actually going to be a second goal for Wolves. That is, again, that one is against the run of play. The first one wasn't really against the run of play. It was just not many chances going either way. Whereas that one is very much against the run of play, because we have been all over them at the end of the first half. And this second half, I think we have been the more dominant side too. But Zielinski does manage to get them 2-1 ahead, and this is not looking to be a fantastic day for us today, with a bit of a stinky first game, and the second game definitely sort of falling away from us a little bit here. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one, but we're going to have to try and salvage it somehow, but we haven't got too long left to do so. Wolves have kept possession pretty well for the last couple of minutes in the game here, but we have to try and win this ball back, which we haven't done there. I thought that was our throw, and I won't lie to you, but apparently that is Wolves' throw-on, and now they've got a chance to again work this ball into the box here. We've got to try and do our best to stop that from happening, but they have played it in there. Good tackle, though, from Dickey, and now Dickey needs to get this ball away, my dude, because there's not long left here to try and start another attack, but we're going to have to try and do just that. This could be another chance for us to try and work forward here. I'm going to have to pause it very quickly because it feels... Oh, no, it is the right way. Honestly, I thought Lyndon Dykes and Pepe Ars were the wrong way around, because you can see where Ars is in comparison to Dykes. But Amos here, going to play it through to Lyndon Dykes. Again, another pass with far too much on it. I'm putting no power in it, but these through balls are going through like rockets, boys, and we're not going to win the ball. Dykes is not going to run onto it if they're going through that hard. Well, there it is. We do end up losing that in the cup. Obviously, it's gutting to go out the way that we did after winning so well and really fighting to the death to try and beat Liverpool, which we did do so. But Wolves just proved to be a little bit too much today. Obviously, a full, fresh squad of players from the Premier League, of 5 at the back, which is always tricky for us to break down. And honestly, I'm just gutted because the second goal came against the run of play. The first goal kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm not entirely sure how Jimenez kept possession to actually score the goal, but those things happen. Sadly, we're at the cup. No cup run for us, although we did have a pretty good run at it. I think we did do pretty well considering how bad QPR are normally in the cups, but you can see we weren't necessarily bad today, but we just didn't convert our chances. Well, this has been one of the tougher episodes in the last few sort of weeks of uploading this, and it's been really tricky today. Obviously, a draw and a loss, which we haven't had an episode like that in what feels like a little while. So a bit of a stinker, but we have to move on. We have to keep our heads up and really try and push at catching up with the pack above us, because we're not doing badly. We obviously have got a very tricky game in the next episode in the shape of Bournemouth, but we're going to do what we can to try and obviously close down that gap and really start keeping up with that pack above us. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. It's greatly appreciated and supports myself, the video, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new to the channel, then please do consider subscribing and make sure you turn on that notification bell to be told anytime that we upload a video or indeed go live with a live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertained, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know.